Hi guys, my name's Izzak and the career path that I decided to go down is digital marketing. So I'd just like to tell you a little bit about my story and what I've done to get me to where I am today. It hasn't been from day dot exactly what I want to do. I haven't had a full desire from year 11 or grade 12 to do what I'm doing now. But I'll tell you a little bit about how I got there, what I've done in the meantime, and just a little bit of insight on what I do now. So currently what I do at the moment is I run multiple online stores, basically utilizing Facebook and Instagram marketing to build businesses and sell products online. While I was in grade 11 to grade 12, I was working at Woolworths. I got introduced to a business in grade 12, which really was like a bit of a turning point to the way I think currently, and that was a network marketing business. Basically it gave me the mindset to work for myself and have the ability and the courage and the skills to go out and try new things. We started a business on the Sunshine Coast where I'm from. We grew that business from 0 people to 200 people in a short amount of time, and we got a lot of attraction from people overseas from the US. So a lot of these people from the US came over to help build the business with us, where I met a lot of influential people. Now, the people that I got introduced to were very, very wealthy. They were making $20,000 a month, $100,000 a month, some of them up to $500,000 a month. And ever since that point I had the thought process of, if these guys can make it, they're just normal people. I've met them, I talk to them, I hang out with them. Why can't I do my own thing? And from that point is a turning point in my life where I have really opened my mind up to new business ventures. And all the way through high school, I've tried to start different businesses. I tried to start a shirt business, that failed. I tried to start a shark skin wallet business because my stepdad was in the fishing industry. That went nowhere. I tried building an app and I was absolutely terrible. So after high school, I moved straight out to the mines. My uncle was one of the head managers out there, so I moved in with him for a week. After a week, I got my own place with 3 random people. It really put me in a different mind space. I was next to no friends, basically had next to no one to hang out with. I was working 6 days a week. But I knew that this would be good for me, good for money, good for me growing up in general. So yeah, when I was out in the mines, I grew up really quickly. During my time at the mines, I started my real estate course and got my real estate license. I knew that the mines weren't going to last forever, which they didn't. And I did my diploma of business. So I did a diploma of business specializing in entrepreneurship. That basically taught me the roots of how to start a business, what you need to do to have a successful business, online, offline. That was probably another big thing that also was a turning point in my life. So I moved back to the Sunshine Coast after the work at the mines dried up, and I started to look for the best agents on the Sunshine Coast to sort of shadow and sort of be that kind of person, that sort of the right-hand man, and really understand real estate from like a personal assistant point of view. The job was good, it was great. After about 6 months, I realized that that job, being a real estate agent, wasn't for me. It was a job where you had to be based in one location for a long time if you want to be established. For me, I knew that I wanted to have a job where I wanted to work my own hours, be my own boss, and really have the freedom to travel anywhere I wanted, whenever I wanted. The good thing about that business, being a part of that job, should I say, is I found my first mentor. He was a mindset coach that used to work with real estate agents, and I was lucky enough to be taken on as an example student. I realized my future wasn't in real estate, but I took on the principles that he taught me, and he taught me some really big things. So finding a mentor was also a turning point in what I'm doing now. During the time I left that job, I took on debt and bought a new car. Basically, I was living out of home in my own place, paying for Wi-Fi, food, phone, all that kind of stuff adds up. And I think I was up to about $550 a week was what my outgoings were. At the time, I had no job, so I said, let's get a job. I ended up getting 5. So I was working as a little kickers coach, teaching kids how to play soccer. I was selling lettuce at a fruit farm on the weekend, and during the week I was like harvesting the lettuce. I was working as a referee for a volleyball, and I was also building patio rooftops with one of my bosses. So once I was working these 5 jobs, I was only making about $600 a week, and my outgoings were $500. So working 6-7 days a week and making $50 to do what you want was not ideal. It was pretty much a low point in my life. I had to borrow money off my beautiful girlfriend at the time, and yeah, I knew that it was only going to be for a minimal amount of time, but it definitely shook me, and that's sort of been a low point in my life. After that, I got a job at UE. I was there for 2 years. Pretty much said when I got hired that 2 years, if I don't have my own gig, sort of have my own business by 2 years, then I've failed myself. After that, I basically gave myself, I took the job for as much as I could, gave as many sales experience as I can, got into leadership positions. During that time as well, I started to learn more about online marketing, e-commerce. I started as my own social media marketing agency with my best friend. We did anything from websites, logos, cards, design, we did PDFs. And basically at that thought is we thought to ourselves, if we put this energy into building businesses for other people, why don't we have our own business or brand and build that? And that's exactly what we did. We saw a photo on Facebook going viral, and the photo was of a cute little puppy golden retriever wearing a hat, and its ears were hanging out the sides. Basically, me and my best friend at the time, we built a website within the day. We built the product, and we found a product that was very similar, and we started using our little knowledge that we had on Facebook marketing to market the product. And within that first month of that product, it went viral, super viral for us. The virality went up to about 4.5 million people it reached in a month. We ended up selling over 1,200 products of that one dog hat, and I think we made around $25,000. Which was great. It was honestly, it couldn't have been a better experience into the e-commerce world. Not everyone has that sort of experience, and a lot of people fail. But it was a good industry for me because I thought if I can do this with one product, you can do it with a lot of different products and even businesses. So from there, that's what really kicked off my experience with e-commerce. So fast forward past the dog hat, making that 2 years in the day working at UE, I rang up and quit my job. The businesses that I started on the side working at UE, I had surpassed the income that I was making at UE, so it made no sense to go back. And from there, basically, if we fast forward from that point to 18 months, which is the now, I am 23 years old. I've traveled to over 25 countries, have over 30 staff. My sister works with me full time. I get to travel with a lot of really good friends that I met online, and the experience with an online business has been fantastic. Yes, it has been super stressful, and the most stressful thing is taking that leap of faith and quitting. As soon as I quit, the next 3 months was the hardest I've ever worked in my whole life. I would wake up at the morning 6 a.m. and I would work every day building the website, building the social media, learning about Facebook marketing courses, email marketing courses. I'd stay up until about 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning and then get up at 6. I'm at the stage now where I've obviously got a lot of staff that handle a lot of the majority of the work. My sister there as well. So at this stage, I only work for 1 or 2 hours on my business each day. So there's a couple questions here that I want to sort of answer with you that I've been giving. First question is, who can teach or help you other than your parents and teachers? The main one, as I said before, is mentors. As I told you about the story of the mentor that I found in real estate, he was more of a mindset mentor. He did much more than to teach me about real estate. He taught me basically about setting goals, goal setting, super important, reading personal development, which I started in grade 12. He had me working out every single day, and he helped me build relationships with my family and partners and everything like that. Now, where you can find mentors, a mentor could be your dad, it could be a friend's friend, it could be someone that you reach out to. Back in the day, I'll tell you this story real quick, is I jumped onto carsales.com and I used to email people who had Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, Maseratis, and I used to say, hey look, my name's Izzak, I'm 19 years old, you have my dream car. Just wondering if you could get on a quick call with me and we could just have a discussion about how you got to that point in life. So for me, that was super scary. I was talking to these people that were worth squillions. But it was just interesting to see what their story was, how they got to where they were, and what advice they had to give. A lot of them were saying just it's all in the hard work, it's all in the focus, it's all in goal setting. So I took that on, and yeah, it's definitely helped, it's definitely paid out. So another question here is, do you have to have one career? Answer, quick answer, no. Depends. Also, yes or no. If you want to have a good career and you know exactly what you want to do, be a doctor, be a lawyer, in what industry, you can definitely. But there's also people that are 40, 50 years old going back to university to learn something new. So, excuse you. In short, do you have to have one career? No. Cool. Next question is, what 3 things would I do now if I was in grade 11 or 12? Now, I know some people in grade 11 or 12 have not really much of a direction on what they want to do, which is okay. That's totally fine. I was in the same position. What I would do, number 1, is I'd write down a list of your ideal jobs and the things that you're most interested in. So your ideal job for me, I wrote down, be your own boss, set your own hours, be in an industry that you like. For me, I have a few different industries. One of them is women's fashion. I could be working a job where I sell kitchenware, or I could be a shoe polisher. But for me, yeah, being in the fashion industry has been perfect. Number 2, I would reach out and talk to people who are in that industry. You can reach out to people via LinkedIn or Instagram that are doing what you want to do, your friends' parents, or you can, just like me on car sales, give them a call and see what they've been doing. But I'll definitely start to reach out and talk to people who have been in that industry, who have that experience, because those people can cut your learning curve down a lot, and they can tell you some things that you might not know of about the industry that want you to that might put you off it, or that might want you to dive in further. And the third thing, I would definitely start getting experience and testing out if you like that industry or not. Do an internship, work for free, work on the weekends, and start developing your skills, and so show some initiative. It also comes down to, as well, business owners. If you want to get into a business where you're working for a bigger company and you've shown initiative, you've got 2 weeks working here, you've got a little diploma here or certificate here and there, you're going to stand out on your resume more than a lot of other people as well. And it's really the 1%ers that a lot of business owners like myself, and I'm sure many other people as well, like to hire and like to put the effort into. Another question is, do you have any life philosophies? The only life philosophy that I live by is I like to try everything at least once, or experience it at least once when it comes to tasting food, or jumping off the biggest cliff in Croatia, or just things that I usually wouldn't do. For one, it builds confidence, so if you do it once, you can do it again, but it also grows you as a person. So if you try something and it fails, at least you have that experience and know the outcome on what it would be. Hashtag no regrets. Another question here is, did you know what you wanted to do when you were younger? The answer is no. I'm sort of that kind of person that sort of doesn't have too much structure or plans too far ahead. I live pretty spontaneously, and I just sort of roll with the punches. You go through life and certain opportunities come up, you need to take it or not take it. But as well, you got to think that one little decision can change your life forever. Not to put too much pressure on you guys, but just think, if I was to take this decision, would I be happier, or would it lead me into a negative mindset? Always try and make decisions based on happiness and fun, because you want to have the most out of it. You want to have the most fun in life, and you also want to be happy as well. Happiness is the best return on investment, and a lot of people can work these massive jobs and have, you know, $100,000, $200,000 salaries, but they're doing a job that they're not passionate about. And other people can be garbage men and absolutely love it. So they might have a better lifestyle than someone who's working $200,000 and are not happy, as opposed to someone on $50,000 or $30,000 that are ecstatic to go and pick up someone's trash. Another question here is, do I have to go to university to be successful? The answer is no. For some people, they love to go to university, they love to study, but in my time I've met so many people making $100,000 off YouTube, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars each month playing video games, freelance photography, YouTube influencers. The social media age is absolutely popping off right now. Have a Google on digital marketing and see all the best jobs in social media marketing that are coming up in this year. So many different things where you can work online, you can work for a freelance, people will pay you to travel the world to take nice photos. Anything that you can get your hands on is literally out there. So university, definitely yes, it's a way to go for some people. For me it wasn't, not academic, but there's definitely a lot of options out there where you can work for yourself, or you can work for bigger businesses and do freelance work as well. So I've landed myself in the heart of Melbourne. Alright, so I just finished up with the app developers. It was cool, they were pretty young group. I really want to do that. Going down to Melbourne right now just to catch up with the business owners and see see what they think about the whole idea. What's the one book that I recommend you reading right now? Definitely a book called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Absolute magnificent book. I've read it about 3 or 4 times now. And if you're starting to get into the personal development scene, Napoleon Hill is an absolute beast. So if I was to learn a new skill right now, what would it be? In this day and age, I would learn editing, and I would learn videography and photography to the point where big brands and resorts could pay me to do a 30-second clip for their resort. Restaurants you can charge a lot of money for. A lot of big businesses you can charge a lot of money if you have good quality content. You can freelance, you can work from anywhere in the world. And it's a skill that people are going to have forever. A lot of businesses, a lot of brands will pay for the skill, and you can get connected with some really cool people. I know a friend that does videography, photography for Dan Bilzerian, and he lives a pretty good lifestyle. So I think that's what I'll do if I was to change career right now. So yeah, thank you so much, Ness, for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of the class. Had a lot of fun with it. Just in leaving remarks for the guys is to, if you guys are going into any industry, aim to stand out, aim to be the best. Try new things, get out of your comfort zone, hang around passionate people, be a passionate person, set goals, and be a self-starter. If you guys want to get in contact with me to ask me any questions about digital marketing or just my life experience, I'd be so happy to help you out. My Instagram is @Izzak, Izzak. Ness can help you out there. Any questions, happy to help, but good luck guys for the HSCs, any exams, and I hope you guys find your dream job and your dream career. Awesome guys. Au revoir.